All right, guys. We're back at another controversial video. Sorry about the quality of the video. I'm doing a recording over recording over recording. I'm going to put this out there for every single video now. If there is an editor out there that is willing to work with me, I am just starting out and would like to have an editor. I do not have time. I work multiple jobs and I do multiple things, but I would like to do this as a hobby. Nothing too serious. Just see where it goes and have fun with it. That's all I really want to do. So again, YouTube editor. I'm really easy to work with. I have a really easy vision. I just want to make videos just for fun, guys. So, in this case, we're talking about the most hated game right now, or the most negatively reviewed game on Steam right now, and that's Quinfall. At first I thought it was called Quinfall, but it's called Quinfall. I was told right off rip from the community that you're pronouncing it wrong. I'm sorry, I apologize. I pronounced my own name wrong, and I'm Josh, you know what I mean? So my bad. In any case, it's a game that implements core features that other MMOs uniquely made. I wouldn't say uniquely made, but other MMOs made around their main core feature. Now I say main core feature in bold letters, right? Because other MMOs have a core feature, usually one core feature and many features around those key feature, around that big feature that makes the game unique. In Elder Scrolls, for instance, any class can use any weapon and any armor set. There is a penalty, there is a drawback for a little bit of things that, you know, that make it more balanced and stuff, but classes have free range. You have Guild Wars where they can use, I think, almost every weapon as well, and depending on their weapon, it changes their class's spells and abilities. It's really cool. Like a necromancer in that game can use a staff, and that's an AoE damage, an AoE buffing and debuffing class. But when you use like a sword or a different weapon, he has more offensive spells, and he's not a dot damage fighter anymore. Instead, now he's using shadow bolts. So you get the idea. Other MMOs have these core features that identify them for what they are. This game took all those core features from every MMO and put it in their game. When I say that, naturally the first thought in your head is, oh my gosh, so they put in a lot of key features and they don't work. Well, actually they do work. I'm going to go down on what is really going on with this game. So this game took inspiration from Black Desert Online's UI and functionality. It took Elder Scrolls vision for weapon enhancement, or sorry, weapon class system. You don't pick a class system in this game, and this is where it draws back. So it takes it from Elder Scrolls and New World inspiration for their equipment. New World has different grades. Everyone can use weapons, and that's what identifies your class. That's the same thing in this. A weapon identifies your class. How it's like with Elder Scrolls is the abilities. They're very stationary. They're not very impactful. They're very lackluster. They're not like an action RPG is supposed to be. Like Black Desert Online has one of the best combat features that I've ever played in an MMO, and it's absolutely fun to tear through enemies, like a mob full of enemies, and feel very satisfied with it. With this game, you're not going to get that satisfaction. It's a very slow, grueling combat system that makes it very unforgettable and very boring. Now, the particular weapon system, the talent tree, and what you're seeing me do right now is the abilities. you have core abilities on your right side. Then when you have two talent abilities. You have Frost Mage, Fire Mage. Every weapon has these two features. They also have spells on the right side. These are main core spells, and in each of these lines that you saw, there are passives that increase and do make it basically increases the damage or area, or it gives you buffs for that spell and or ability. And then you can actually get books throughout the game, skill books like staff skill books, spears, whatever weapon you're using, and there's different varieties. You level up the actual ability itself that way, not by leveling, not by buying the new spell, but you actually have to put in work, level up the weapon, put in talent points or spend talent points for it, and you can upgrade it. Far as I know, the combat was supposed to be, it looked like it was supposed to design to where you can pick two weapons and switch between the two. That is not the case when you start off. At least that's not the case when you play the game for a good minute. I'm about to be level 30, and they have not really introduced the second weapon slot yet, which is odd. The tutorial is very weird. I'm still level 30, and I feel like I'm playing. I feel like I'm playing. The tutorial still. They're still giving me tutorial things. They're still giving me things that let's say, hey man, you could do this, and that I would think would be taught to me at a level 1 or at least a level 5, right? And it doesn't teach me at all. The systems are good. There's a lot of them. They work really well. Like, you can jump in this game. You can fight mobs if you want. You can fish. You can literally live a whole different life. You rent houses. You leases farms. There's areas in the world where you can build like a survival game, like an actual survival house, like and you can build mansions. I've seen castles. After we saw that castle, it was pretty cool. I realized that it was actually a clan castle. There's a clan castle you can build, and you can together basically come together and build stuff for it. Amazing. I thought that was so cool. The quest system is very lackluster. You kill a bunch of mobs, you do a bunch of things, you collect a bunch of stuff. That is where New World comes into place. There's billboards in every town, and the billboards basically give you quests. Gives you community quests, like, go get fur, like you see I have to go get wolf fur, stuff like that. Collect precious metals, plants, and trees that are named plants, named trees, named metals. You can't just mine a rock and complete that, right? Buy 10 items or sell 5 items on the marketplace. Encourages you to use the marketplace, so it's kind of cool. The quests are grueling though. You go to one area, you do quests that show you new features in the game, and when those new features in the game, you explore it for like 2 seconds, not even, and then you go off and fight a mob that's like 5 levels, 20 to 25, 30 to 30, or sorry, 25 to 30, 35 to 40, and then you just keep going to new towns in these new areas, and you just repeat the same process. Go there, get a few quests, kill the camp, explore the camp, kill the camp, get to the next 10th level. Once you get to the next 10th level, go to the city, do a few quests, go explore the camp, go kill the camp, and get to the next 10th level. That's literally the whole game in a nutshell at this moment. The dungeons, there is no group finder dungeons from what I understand. You actually have to go out there in the world and meet new people. Meeting new people in this game is also very grueling. There is not a real way to do it because there's different channels in the game. It's like it's trying to fight against it. Like, people want to play this game. It's like, you want to play this game? Oh yeah, you want to play it like an MMO? Nah, bro. You're gonna do things our way. And it's like, it doesn't make sense. Like, a lot of the features, they work. A lot of the features, they do good, but they don't add anything to the game. There is nothing that it serves in the game that's like, oh wow, that's unique. It's not. You can tame your own horses or mounts, which ideally would be kind of cool, but doesn't really matter because there's a breeding system. All you gotta do is breed 2 level 3 normal horses, and you can get a real. And it's like it's not a rare drop, but it's kind of like a unique thing. It's not a unique thing, but it's kind of like you have to do it a couple times to breed them to get to get a legendary horse. Once you get a legendary horse, it doesn't matter what grade it is, it doesn't matter what anything, it's going to tap out at 88 speed, and you're going to be able to raise it up to like I don't know, whatever. But at this moment in time, that's the highest horse I've seen is 88.9% speed, and they say that you can upgrade them and level them up. And by the time they level them up, they go up to 100 and something speed, which is pretty cool, I guess. But it again, it doesn't add anything. You're just going faster. It doesn't add anything. You can sell them to the auction house, but nobody's gonna buy them because people are content with the horses they have starting off, or even just getting horses off rip. There's a pet system. The pet system, you feed your pets, you feed your horses. By the way, you have to feed your horse and get horse equipment to make the horse's stamina better and whatever. But there's pet system that do different things. The pets can collect items for you, like the loot. They can make your wood cutting better, your alchemy better, a percentage chance to get rare items when you're crafting. Different things like that. There's all kinds of different animals. There's costumes for the animals. There's all these things. But again, the animals don't really add anything. The buffs they give you is like a 2% buff and like a 1% chance to get rare items or something like that. It's not that unique. It doesn't add that much more value to the actual game. Right now, getting from level 25 to 30 is the most grueling and depressing, and I am just not enjoying it. I would rather do dungeons, but I can't find people to do dungeons, and even ask people my last stream to do dungeons, and people said it's not worth it. So I can't even do dungeons. They literally said you just gotta fucking grind, and I don't mind that. I don't mind the grind if it was a fun combat system, or even if it was designed not to be a fun combat system and implemented something else instead. I would be okay with that. But instead, the combat system is encouraging you to fight and level up your weapons, to level up your skills, and to move past the progression in the game. But it's boring. Everything I do besides fighting mobs doesn't add value to the game enough for me to do it. I can't go off and hunt animals that I would normally do for meat and cook it for more experience, because that'd be cool. This game, I have to go find plants. Everyone's a vegetarian apparently, or you have to fish. And I went fishing for 5 hours and I've got 1 fish. So it's very grueling. I'm trying my best to enjoy it. I do enjoy several different features that are in the game individually and makes it unique. My girlfriend loves playing the game and loves the idea of building aspect of it. But like I said, we all are nitpicking certain key features in the game that we like, but we're not highlighting the entire game as a whole. And I think that explains enough and explains a lot of it. Like, if you guys are wanting to play a Walmart, or I'm sorry, if you guys are wanting to play an off-brand version of like New World mixed with Black Desert Online, this would be your game. It's $20. I would even say for $20 it's worth it, just because of all the features you can do in the game. There's well worth $20 worth of gameplay for sure. I mean, absolutely. I only have a couple hours in the game, or I only have like about 6 or 7 hours in the game total, because I spent like an hour or 2 hours literally leveling, and it's that fast. It gets you to level 20 pretty fast. Leveling all your life skills takes a bit longer. It takes a long time for it to do that, but there are things that make it go faster. I don't know. The game designed where you have to keep logging in because you have to pay rent and you have to pay taxes and stuff on certain things. So the game encourages you to keep logging in, but once you log in, there is nothing to do besides life skills that make it interesting. So if you're in it for the combat, this is not your game. I don't think it's good. I don't think the combat is fun. It's exciting, impactful. It's just very lackluster, very boring. The UI looks pretty, but that's just because I think they're copying and pasting Black Desert Online's UI and New World's UI kind of meshed together. The compass, when you ping something or when your teammates ping something, or even when you show your teammates, it doesn't show on the compass or on the mini map. So you have to press map whenever you want to find your teammates and wherever you need to find the actual objective, because it doesn't tell you on the compass. It tells you the objectives, quest objective on the compass, but it doesn't tell you where like certain things are, like camps, buildings, cities, and stuff like that, like the Elder Scrolls compass does. Or sometimes it does, but sometimes it doesn't. So I don't know. Overall, I think this game's good. I think it's fun for what it is, for what it's trying to be. It's okay. In 10 years, this game's features will all be working together, probably. And by that time, Ashes of Creation will be out, hopefully. And it won't matter because Ashes of Creation's already proved so far that they can add these features and make it interesting. So, I don't know. Take it what you will for what it is. It's a very, very interesting game for sure. If you want to trade your life for a video game, you can play this one, or you can play Black Desert Online where the combat is actually meaningful. So, that's it for this one, guys. I appreciate every bit of the views, every bit of the comments, even if I don't care, I love you guys. You guys are awesome. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, peace.